This is a true story of five strangers picked to live in a house and their life taped to find out what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real. Real World Haydn Celebrity Edition.
My name is Dr. Terry Smith. I am a 50-year-old and a professor of philosophy at the University of Texas at Austin. I've written in several journals and lectured at several universities. I am a member of the Ayn Rand Society, which focuses on how one's various relationships will benefit oneself. I believe all humans are based on the concept of free trade. You give and expect to receive equally. We weren't born this way, but if someone expects to ultimately survive, they must be rational or a principled egotist. There are so many self-help books and guides in this world to succeed, so many TV shows where people compete to be the best. Real world is no different. There will be five strangers in a house, not knowing too much about each other's personalities. With four of the five of the guests being philosophers, I expect very strong opinions to emerge. Hopefully the guys in the house are willing to see each other's opinions and not compete too hard to be the alpha male. I know it's impossible to be totally selflessness, so this could get interesting.
My name is Jake Sullivan, as in Sullivan Select. I'm 44 years old and I'm from Canada. When I was 17, I witnessed my dad collapse right in front of me and enter a coma. When we were fighting about the fake ID I owed and a blood vessel ruptured in his brain from Katerinsky's syndrome, now he's a vegetable for the rest of his life. To make a long story short, I had the syndrome too, so I uploaded myself as a mind scan to avoid the same fate. But things are different now that I was just cured of my syndrome. Since I'll have a normal lifespan, I want to go home. So now the fake me is down on Earth living my life while the real me is stuck on the moon with all these old people. That Will Smith looking guy seems friendly, but I miss Rebecca. I bet that robot is down there making moves on her right now. Rebecca is a close friend of mine. I loved her, but with my syndrome, I never wanted to be involved with her and become a burden if I were to go into a coma like my father. Rebecca doesn't deserve that. But anyway, since Immortex won't let me live my life on Earth, I figure in the meantime, I'll join Real World Haydn. I heard some pretty famous people will also be living in the house with me, but I don't know who they are. I'm hoping to meet someone who makes me feel the way Rebecca Chong made me feel, but I'm very skeptical. So instead, bring on the ladies. I'm still in my prime.
Hey, I'm John Stuart Mill, J Mill for short. I'm 204 years old and I'm from London, England. I speak English, Greek, and Latin, and in my spare time I enjoy reading Don Quixote and Robinson Crusoe. As a kid, I read some of Aristotle's writings, so I'm pretty pumped to get to meet him and to get to know him over the next 3 months. My dad was a historian and philosopher. He was pretty strict, so I'm looking to relax and let loose a little in the house. I also heard Jeremy Bentham was picked to live in the house. I spent some time with his brother a while back, and he was real cool, so I think Jeremy and I will get along well. My real passion in life is the study of ethics, more specifically utilitarianism. I believe that when faced with an ethical dilemma, one should choose the option which produces the greatest good for the greatest number of people. I'm really looking forward to my time here on the real world because I believe all of us are naturally social beings.
I'm Jeremy Bentham. I'm 263 years old from London, England. I attended Westminster School in 1760. I was sent to the Queen's College in Oxford. I trained as a lawyer but decided to never actually practice law. In my eyes, the judicial system is crap, so I'm committed to reform it. I would never participate in such a joke because it would be a waste. Instead of sitting and not doing anything about it, I let my voice be heard. I decided to take action not for myself at all, but to take others into account and make decisions. I also strongly believe in equality between the sexes, but MTV obviously doesn't, considering there's 4 guys and only 1 girl in the house. I'm really hoping to get more people to see my way by being on TV. If more people were like me, the ones around them would then benefit. If the show could make that happen, that would definitely be a good choice for me. I'm going to do my best to avoid the drama that I've seen on previous seasons and always make decisions that I see ending on a positive note. But enough about me and my views. I'm going to meet the roommates.
Hi, I'm Aristotle. I'm 2,395 years old, and I spent most of my early adulthood roaming the streets of Athens, Greece. I'm married to Pythias, the dictator of the city of Artenius. I enjoyed teaching, and my most famous student was Alexander the Great. He was a truly gifted young man with a perfect mind for molding. I was the first person to create a comprehensive system of Western philosophy, so I'm kind of a big deal. I believe that everyone has a soul, but there is no such thing as eternal destiny. A man simply ceases to exist as an individual at death. In order to have a good life, we need to appreciate the things like relationships, virtue, and wealth, how they fit together. I strongly believe that everyone can be truly happy when his actions reflect his spiritual nature, not his physical being. I hear I'm the oldest in the house. Hopefully I'll bring some wisdom to the other guests. I'm looking forward to having some lengthy discussions with my new colleagues about their beliefs. This should be one of my most interesting quests yet.
Can't believe Aristotle took the car today. I needed to go to the gym.
Well, when he gets here, we'll have to work out a schedule to make everything equal.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, because I need to use the car Wednesday afternoon to meet with my mom.
Well, I plan on going to the gym in the afternoon. You're not supposed to be with your mom. You're supposed to be on the show.
Well, I believe in the equality of sexes, and Tara's reason is just as good as yours, Jake. I'm sure he'll be back soon.
He better be. It's been all day.
I'm sure Aristotle didn't mean anything by it. He probably lost track of time. I've read his writings, and he believes in rational nature, so there must be a moral reason for him to be gone so long.
Hold on, maybe there's another reason he's been gone so long. He could have gotten into a car accident or something.
Hey guys, what's up? I left her early this morning to go get us tickets for the first annual Lunar Fest. There was only a limited number of tickets, so I got up real early to get them.
That took you 5 hours?
Well, I filled up the tank and got some groceries too for the house. I figured since I was out, I would benefit everyone if I won.
Thanks, man. That's why I like you. You always do the thing that produces the greater good for the bigger group.
Yeah, I agree and believe in the concept of free trade, and trading the car for most of the day was worth a fridge full of groceries and tickets to the first ever Lunar Festival.
Did you at least pick up some Sullivan Select?
Yep, got it right here.
Well, while we're all here, let's make it fair and come up with a car schedule.
Well, I don't really need to be on the schedule. I don't have anything planned, so you guys can just have the car.
That isn't going to work at all. You can't just be an altruist, Aristotle. No one can be continuously and self-sacrificing.
Well, I'm just trying to do what's best for everyone.
Well, I'm not an altruist, and I feel like what I have to do is the most important.
You can't be so selfish, Jake. You have to think if what you're doing will have a long-lasting positive outcome compared to what someone else would be doing with the car. Actually, I've come up with a way to quantify these effects based on several different factors relatively relating to the outcome of one's actions. I call it the hedonistic calculus. See?
Man, I've only been on the moon for a few weeks, and I would do anything to go home and see my mom, my dog, and Rebecca.
You knew when you uploaded that you would be stuck on the moon forever.
With Katerinsky syndrome, I could have died at any moment, and this way my mind's saying I could live on Earth, and my mom would never be left alone. But it's way different now that I'm cured.
I understand that at that time you based your decision on moral values and you didn't realize they had conditional worth only. I've come to realize that you'll keep doing what you're doing until you no longer receive positive feedback. You made the decision based on free trade. You gave up one thing, your life on Earth, for another thing to make your mom feel happy and never alone.
I bet my mom isn't happy with that robot back on Earth. I'm the real Jake Sullivan. That little wiry punk is back on Earth with my mom. I should go back there. I would do anything right now. I'd even hijack a moon bus.
I believe that a good life is in one sense avoiding pain, which I can see you were trying to do by uploading, Jake. But living a good life is not necessarily avoiding all pain as well. But you can't always quantify pleasures. Some can't be quantified, and I believe that's the point you missed in your decision.
Well, at this point, I'm not really worried about anyone else. I just want to be back on Earth.